We're live. All right. Welcome. Crazy stuff in the market today. Let's take a look at what's going on. A lot of it was meta related. Let's pull up the screen here and see what actually moved markets today. Factually, no biases, no BS. All right. Let's take a look at what happened. So Meta's minus 10% earnings reaction, a big one. They crushed it the quarter prior, issued first ever dividend and things like that. I think massive buyback as well. Today, reversal. I think they had some bad guidance. Regardless, it dragged the entire communication sector down 3.5%, which is massive for a very super sub sector in the investing markets. Okay, everyone loves XLC. It's 40% Google and Meta, and I think there's some Disney and Live Nation in there. It's been a superstar. You got a lot cheaper today. However, Google is undoing some things right now as we speak. Google is up a robust 13% on its first ever dividend issuance and a $70 billion buyback. And Microsoft is also crushing it, up 6% right now. So you're going to have an up move tomorrow in the NASDAQ. There is core PCE tomorrow morning. We'll see what that holds. But right now, tech is going higher tomorrow. The Qs are lifting as we speak. The down move would also went lower. Japan. We were looking at this yesterday. I was close to putting on a trade. Got in, or it's getting a little bit cheaper in our way. Also, biotechs trading lower by 2%. So these were what commanded the attention of traders today. It was Meta dragging down XLC. Although, like I said, Google is reversing that pain right now quite a bit. Meta down 10%, Google up 13. Probably going to pull up a hat. I think they're equally weighted in the XLC or close to it. And Japan and biotechs trading lower by about 2%. Let's take a look at what was up today. There was not a lot. I hate when I get the same signals and it's just the same stuff. So bear with me, but there wasn't much to look at in the, in terms of things that were up today. So we'll take a look. But let's see this for right now. So where SPY is on a larger market call. I've been saying for a long time, or about a week or so, I think we're going to gravitate towards that 510 or 5100 level in SPY. This bounce right now certainly helps from Google and Microsoft after hours. We are trading 508, call it live right now after a close of about 504 today. Yeah, 503 is where SPY closed, and I'm seeing us lift to about as high as 507 right now. They're jumping around a bit, but you can expect about a 1% up move tomorrow or so if this holds. All that being said, yeah, I think the market has a little bit more to go. What I'm very curious about is when we get to that middle point between the upper Bollinger Band and the 21 exponential moving average, which is right about 518, do we get tired? Is it, okay, we're back to buying the dip type market, or are we in the still sell the rip environment? That's what I want to see. So right now it's a great start. 508, you got to at least get to that 510 level, see what happens. And then once you get closer to that 515, 518, I really want to see, are we gasping for air? Is it being sold off? So on and so forth. All right, so that's my take for the S&P here. Never did get oversold, by the way, on the April 19th when we had that ugly sell-off last Friday when we were trading as low as 494 in SPY. Never got oversold. They got to 31 on the 14-day RSI. So a good sign that buyers did step in, and now they're trying to muster this rally. Let's look at what was up today and if it has any potential cues for tomorrow, maybe for insights for trades. Like I said, don't forget PCEs tomorrow morning. That might move. Copper miners shot up today, a big move. This thing has been, really, I would say, on a runaway train since about March 11th. So right around here. Yeah, I'd say right even maybe earlier, the 6th. Once it broke this wall of this 200-day moving average, this kind of support resistance where it hugs it and straddles it. 37 is the number. Once it got above that here, yeah, like on March 8th, March 9th, 38. This thing went from 38 all the way to 47. And I think a lot of traders, myself included, said, I'm going to wait for this to come down a little bit. Yesterday may have been your chance because here was that bunching. You had like two opportunities. I still have to pick you'll see, you're going to see a lot of correlated securities right now from the next three due to the move today. But this was up a massive 3%. If you could get an entry still around 44 even, I would like to play there with a target of 47, basically right there, tying its 52-week high and the upper Bollinger Band. I don't think you should expect too much out of your longs, but people are flocking still to these Copper miners. Copper made a 52-week high today as well. That's CPER. Not a lot of liquidity in that one. This looks good. Never oversold all year. Just recently getting into this crazy euphoric stage. Like I said, from mid-March, overbought, and then we exited the overbought period just 10 days ago. So it could be a good place for entry. Just be careful. These commodities have a way of hurting yourself in trades. You gotta lean into them. All right, so that's COPX. Looks good. I'll give it another day. I want to see what happens tomorrow, especially if you have this big flare up in the SPY. Folks may exit this trade, not permanently, but for tomorrow, potentially give you that entry point that I'm looking for. So you got to be careful with the rotation that's coming, in and out. And sorry, I just hit Rock on the head a couple of times. He's a walnut brain. All right, GDX. Also, like I said, very correlated. GDX. This is the gold miners instead of just copper. This was up a big 3.5% today. Similar story. I was just saying, let's give this some time. I would love an entry around 32.70. Right around here, 32.70, to get a chance at that, a target of 35.5 or so. Did a lot of the heavy lifting today. Give it a day. I would say give it a day. See where it trades tomorrow, potentially Monday. But if you get a 32 handle on this, I would participate. Again, these are like very similar trades. I'm not going to get into COPX, GDX, and this following one. You only need one. So this is the XME. This is metals and mining. So you get copper, you get gold, you get silver, you get everything. This was up 1.5%, but it's lower vol compared to the other two. So, not as a crazy mover. This one looks pretty good, actually. Out of the ones that I've seen, out of the two, we just saw COPX and GDX. I think I like XME the best. This thing hit its 52-week high back there on the 12th. Rising 200-day moving average, not oversold at all. Not crazy euphoric. That spree of buying, they really did flock to gold, silver, copper. So we never even really scratched overbought. Here we did on April 3rd. We got 71, which is, barely overbought. Yeah, this looks good. If you could get an entry, just like I said, I'm trigger happy to throw money at the market right now to see if it consolidates or if we gap up and you have, something like this to help. Again, the market takes off, people aren't going to really flock into XME, but it is a winning story. Yeah, I like this around 60-40, so it's under here right now. I'll keep this on my watch list for tomorrow. This I potentially enter tomorrow or potentially early next week. But I like this one. I wouldn't set my, expect too much out of your longs, regardless of the, whatever you're investing in. I'd say the target on this one's about 64, so maybe barely a scratch around the 52-week high. And then get to that, which is a nice move. But yeah, I like XME the most out of those. Next big mover, wouldn't have expected it really, but they bought the semis. Okay, that's what you always want to see if you're long market, SPY, Qs, very correlated with semiconductors. They bought them today, up 2%. That's nice. A lot of it, I believe, was NVIDIA, up 4 or 5%. Beautiful chart, even better looking than the XMA. This thing topped on March 8th, as we've been saying. I like this. I think if you don't have a position, you can. Like I said, I'm already long XLK, so I'm going to have a movement tomorrow through this massive Microsoft after hours earnings reaction. But this looks good. I especially like this under 215, which is the 21 exponential day exponential moving average. I would say your target around 230. Did we get that? Yeah, that's inside of the 52-week high. So I like this. They can pick up 15 points. In this. I like that. It was a good sign to see. And EWH, 2 days in a row, they are buying Hong Kong. Let me see here. This just looks, I think yesterday I said you don't have like 20 cents to go. What did I say in this? 1585 is my target for this. And it hit 1571 today, up 20 cents. Potentially it either go sideways or up tomorrow. Obviously you can do anything at once. This hit a 52-week low. We don't talk about much about 52-week lows. That did that 8 days ago. So this could just be, dead cat bounce. Don't really see. It did take out its 50 RSI, but like I said, there's just I think it's going to head its head on its ceiling very soon. Like less than 1% away. So I'm not saying it's done, but there's not much meat left on that bone. All right, down moves. XLC. This one, well, let me see. Do I have the recorded move live? So this closed at 78. It's trading 80 half right now. So you're going to have a crazy whipsaw if you were day trading this. So you had a big, aggressive multiple sigma move lower today, down 3.5% to 78. And right now it's all the way back to 80.5. So what Meta taketh away, Google giveth right back if you're long. You're going to get some crazy different alerts from data provider on this one. Relative strength buy, momentum breakdown, relative strength buy again. It's pretty crazy. All that being said, you are back to the 21 exponential day moving average. So pretty crazy. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's a buy. You're going to feel like you're chasing because of the big move with Google tomorrow, but I like it. An entry up to 81, so you're not overpaying with a target of 84. Ideally, you get market participation. You'd like to see the Qs ramp up. I'm not just talking about tomorrow. But yeah, this looks good. If you gambled a bit and you bought today at some point, you can do the pairs trade. Would have been perfect is buying Google, of course, selling Meta. You can also get butchered if you did the opposite because people have been down on Google lately, but they are soaring right now. Yeah, I think this goes to new all-time highs. It'd be nice if the negativity from Meta gets subtracted from Google's addition. All right, EWJ, a big down move today, a big one. Multiple standard deviation for the country of Japan, down 1.5. So I was looking at this yesterday, and I actually had an option trade on what to do. I don't like how weak it is under the moving averages here, under the middle Bollinger Band. Scares me a little bit. I don't like that it hasn't been above 50 RSI since April 9th. It just tells me it could be coming for air, but I don't think that's it for Japan, but I need to see a little bit more evidence. If you want to gamble, you can get in here around 66 and know that the exponential 21 exponential moving average, as well as a long-term moving average, about a 10-month, is closer to 68-ish. I have, so you're getting kind of a discount, but just be careful. You get what you pay for. Was close to entering this one. I'm glad I didn't because of today, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm not crazy about this right now, but this has been a star. Like I said, we started the year, it closed at 64, now it's 66.5. It's a lower vol instrument. We'll see. XBI got hammered today, down 2%. Barely a multiple standard deviation move. I think 1.5 standard deviation move. I have a note here, relative strength breakdown from yesterday. So this looks weak. It's right at support. We were saying this before, like, oh, this is a pretty meaningful area, 82. I don't disagree, and I think it's a buy here, but I wouldn't expect the moon, and you do need some relief in rates from longer duration asset classes this. So you get some of the 87, 88 just due to the bunching and the kind of, consensus that folks had on this, but it is going lower, right? Consensus is going lower in terms of moving averages, what this has been trading. Yeah, I mean, if you get exuberance in the market, I mean, this could rip tomorrow just because, tech moves up and there's correlation to that. But yeah, there's probably better places to put your money. It's crazy that this has gone from 52-week high, February 28th, not, ancient history, all the way to support or what is that? 4-month lows. So usually not great momentum down there. And yeah, this has been under 50 RSI since March 11th. I just don't like the rotation out of biotechs. It's not there yet. If this were to reclaim its 50 RSI, probably get around 88, and then you have to see where things are. All right, so out of all those 8 big movers that we had today, 5 big up, 3 down. The markets were down today, but it was because of communications, Meta, Japan, and biotech. Those were the big movers lower. My favorite ones to enter trades was XMA for a long. Might do that tomorrow or Monday. Semiconductors, not bad. Be ready to grit with some pain. XLC I like, but you're going to technically think you're overpaying because of the big move up tomorrow, but you're really just getting in at 21 EMA. And then Japan just worries me a little bit, and XBI, I think there's better money to be made. But if you do have you're not risk averse, you can do this. It could spring back. I just don't love the profile. All right, top 5 gainers of the past 5 days. See if anything lined up a little bit better for us. KWeb, not only the best long in the market, the best absolute trade overall has been long KWeb. If you're in Chinese internet from last Thursday to today, congratulations, you're in the best trade in the entire market. excluding crazy moving single stocks, and like meme coins and all that crap. So this is up 9% in the past week, or an average of almost 2% per day. It is hitting its head on the upper band here. I'm looking at another chart too, different time frame. I don't love it above 27.85, right around here. So I think this is going to come down for air. I'm not going to buy, ODTE puts or anything, but I think this should catch a breather. But again, it's been the best area of the market for the past week. So no reason to, get steamrolled and do this trade. But I think investors may go elsewhere. That being said, FXI, the second best long in the past week. A lot of this due to positioning and some positive news out of China. Similar, hitting its head, even more so. It's outside the band. Yeah. My target for this one was around 25.20. So it surpassed that today by exactly that length, 25 cents, or this 0.2% rally. It looks like it's had a bit of a change in character since early to mid-February. Looks like we bottomed out here after the lows on January 22nd. If anything, when I see something like that, I want this 200-day moving average to stabilize and then see price close above it. And then we can, start talking about 30, which was the 52-week high. And then it'll be late, but then you're buying the ultimate breakout. And China's a buy again. I'm not holding my breath for that. But this thing is the best trade of the week. And I think I saw something, although this was before the Google earnings, that FXI or KWeb was beating the Qs. So I can't confirm that, but I find it hard to believe that folks are flocking to a Chinese tech story over the American tech story, where the AI tailwinds are much fuller felt here. So I think this reverses. Can't put a time on it, though. Third best long in the market, regional banks. The carry. I think I was looking at this one earlier, selling puts. I really want to do this, but it wasn't paying enough. Carry down today 1.1%, but the third best long in the market up 5%, or an average of 1% today. So reversal there. If this thing beats expectations, and a freaking single game tonight, the 950, like 49.5 or 50. So ultimately range bound since since Jan 31st through today. It's not a high velocity area. I'm not feeling it. It's just kind of dead money. It straddles that $46 mark. So if you want to sell strangles, go for it. But I looked and it doesn't pay enough, not as much as I'm interested in. Utilities, the fourth best mover in the market. Very defensive though. So, this isn't like seeing markets rip to the upside. This is ideally what you want to say. Ripping. Excuse me. Oh, my voice went up like Peter Brady. Was that his name? Greg Brady? Peter Brady? Greg. I'm an old millennial or Gen Z, whatever it is. This looks like it's at target as well. I have 68 on this. So, you can get a little bit out of it. But again, you're going to see big update tomorrow with the Qs. I'm not going to chase XLU here, especially when it's close to your target. And its 21 exponential moving average is around 65. So I wouldn't be shocked if I see this reduce by, quite a bit, $1.50. So that is XLU. And then this one I would like to enter. Let me see if this is setting up. XOP needs some commodities in the portfolio more. This looks good. This looks very good. I have a 154 potential entry on this if I can get it. We'll see if it gets scratched out tomorrow. Maybe people, like I said, flock to tech and maybe leave some commodities. But if you can get this at 154, I like it to 164. Geopolitical, concerns or not. This looks good. This might be my favorite along with XMA. That'll be more than enough that you need. You got the metal miners, and they got oil and gas. You can put that away. You get into some semiconductors, and that's how you have a balanced portfolio. Ideally, you do have some shorts as well. We'll go through that soon on the loser list. XOP looks good. This looks ripe. This looks good. I like that. Might do that. And also might look at the top two constituents in this. I don't know if it's ExxonMobil or Schlumberger or whatever. But we'll look at that. XOP looks good. Watch it tank. But no, I'm kidding. But the technicals look great on it. You can't really be bearish on that. All right. VXX, volatility. The biggest loser of the past 5 days. Always love to see that. Means the market has a bit of a tilt higher. Yeah, it definitely looks like the high, at least an interim high, was put here on the 19th at that 1571. Someone said to watch out for that exact level psychotically, and it was me. Now we're just here with the bunching. This is a 3-month chart. I think this declines. I think the difference would be if this gets to 12 even, it was up today, 2.2%. All the indices were down. The case will not be the same tomorrow. This will very likely be down tomorrow unless there's a horror story reported through the PCE, but I kind of doubt it. If we get to 12 in VXX, you're going to go to new all-time highs and SPY. That's a ballsy call. I don't think you should expect that. So my more realistic target for this is right around 13, right around there. So a bit, what is that, 88 cents lower. Yeah, maybe like 6%. It's going to come off tomorrow, I would think. All righty. Other ones, so silver, 3% loser in the past week. We'd said, let me go back to a 1 year. We'd said if this sets up in the coming weeks, let's buy. Again, you don't need this and XME and a GDX, etc. Kind of only need one. This is setting up nicely and consolidating. Just be careful. I don't like the difference between silver is it hasn't had a great track record like the XME. XME looks good on a 3, 6, 9, 12-month look back with varying degrees of volatility. Silver has kind of just become a star in the past, month or so, like when people were chasing it, don't like that candle. Then you have the Harami, this candle totally inside, never went higher. And then we broke down. I don't think it's going to break down again. I like this entry around 2480 would be ideal. Yeah, it didn't buck 50 RSI. Can't slam it. This thing's been a winner since, March 1st aggressively. I mean, since it's had that 21 trading at $21 to 25, that's a great move, 20%. I like this around 2480 for an entry, and I think your target's around 26.5. Yeah, some things, this commodity story has to continue though. But yeah, silver looks good as well. Maybe not for tomorrow. Would like to give it more time. The other one looked good for tomorrow, potentially. XOP and potentially XMA. All right, that was SLV. XLC we already did. XLC debuted just because of today on the bottom 5 losers of the past 5 days list. And now it's going to take it. It was down 2.7% in the past 5 days. Now it's going to reverse that and get off of the list because of Google tomorrow. So crazy moves, man. And then ARCG, biotech related. So this is a loser. This, I'm desperate for shorts. Let me see. This is a loser. Allahu Zahar. And it has had an aggressive losing profile since before Labor Day, honestly. For the most part. It did have, some strength here Christmas week in December, but all of December. Let me see here. It's just too beat down. I can't short it here at 22. If you were to get a move around that 26, 27 level, then we're talking. But this is too low. And then GLD, the 5th biggest loser of the past week. It's not massive. It's 2%. So, not a massive move. This needs a little bit of time. If you were to be able, similar to the entry on silver I was talking about, 2380 or whatever I just said, this, if you can get around 214, I do like it to 223. Again, the commodity story has to resolve itself higher. You don't want to see folks totally exit this and then go to tech, and then you're off sides with positioning and it doesn't work. But yeah, gold, give another day or two. I just want to see what happens with this. I'm not in these commodities yet. I think I might put on either tomorrow or Monday, though. The XME looks good. XOP looks good. Yeah. All right. And then XLC, if you don't have any tech exposure, that's not a bad one. So best 3 absolute trades of the week: long KWeb, short VXX, long FXI. And because KWeb and FXI are so correlated, I will throw in a 4th one free of charge, KRA. So when I see short VXX, and like I said, so the trades that come to mind, you don't want to just chase, calls, upside calls. It might not be a great strategy when a lot of these things are, range bound. You can sell KWeb puts, 3 weeks out, wait for that theta to come in and decay, say like a 10, 12, 14 delta put. You got to check how you're going to get paid, though. I didn't really love the payout. Also, you can sell FXI puts similar to the KWeb. less volatility, so you're going to get paid even less. And then also you can short the carry. I looked at that as well. It depends. And yeah, also you have to see if there's weeklies, monthlies, etc. All right, core PCE tomorrow. Google and Microsoft. Let me see if they're holding. Meta is, I think, flat. I don't think they're getting a bounce, obviously, after what happened today. Microsoft, did it have any to give back? Let me just see here. No, it is ramping higher. Yeah. So NASDAQ, let me just skip right to the Qs. Qs had today closed at 424. Is that right? Let me check here. Yep, 424, and we're trading 430. So that is $6. You're going to be up 1% or more, depending on what they say in the conference call. So good. Prepare for the whipsaw. Up, down, up, down. Peace. Go Sixers. Don't break my heart. Bye.